I can barely hear me.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to this week's Whole Week Costa. It's Tuesday instead of Monday. We almost had to skip a night because I bought a car, but we'll get back to that later.
It's Tuesday. It's real late.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half later than normal,
Yeah.
but hour and 15. But tonight on the beer table, we are drinking the craftiest craft beer ever. Kev, you wanna let them know?
It's Miller Lite.
Canned.
Canned. Yeah. So I mean, we poured it out of the can. So like,
It's pretty classy now.
yeah. Honestly, most people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this and a craft beer. But yeah, we just so with our schedule, I was dropped off Sam and was rushing here, and we're trying to go do about beer. And my dad bought a whole bunch of Miller Lite, I think, for the in case any South Philly people showed up for Memorial Day.
Oh.
So he still has a cooler full of Miller Lite.
Does he know
So-
I'm drinking Miller Lite because I'll never live this down?
Nah, yeah. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this podcast.
He thought I made fun of someone for drinking Miller Lite, and then I drank a Miller Lite. Which, other than this, I don't think I've drinking a Miller Lite in like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, considering it took you 3 years to become his Facebook friend, I mean, you'll probably be defriended for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he defriended me for like a year and a half at one point. So
Well, that's for reasons.
yeah, that's unrelated. But I felt real nerdy the other day because I was listening to like sports radio, and the guy was talking about how he forgot to put his headphones on when he started a segment, and so he like couldn't hear it. So one, he couldn't take any calls, but then how it sounds so different when you're talking. You know, once you get used to hearing your voice in the headphones, when like you're just talking, you don't hear your own voice in the headphones.
Right.
I was like, I know what he's talking about.
It's a pretty good hobby.
Yeah,
All of our six listeners.
yeah.
Um,
Are we up to 6 on the YouTubes?
I don't know. I think we're up to 5 still.
God, I don't like. Why can't we get just the number 6?
Cause we have to go to class and learn how to market.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So is that July Day available? Do you think?
Well, I mean, I could just send an email.
Okay.
Yeah, it's after the 15th, right?
Yeah. Whatever date you told me initially, the following weekend, I'm off the Sunday. So.
Do you have a calendar?
Yeah.
We'll do
hang on.
this later. Yeah,
Okay.
because we have this weekend, then I have next weekend,
Yeah.
and then the third weekend from now.
Yeah.
I guess 3 weeks. I don't have any class,
Okay.
so that's why I picked that. But that's a Sam weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unless like I don't know what time the guy does stuff. I mean, I could do stuff at like Sunday night, but I feel like it's.
That's too much for me. I gotta
Yeah.
be up.
Yeah.
All right, now I think we're just gabbing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so last night I bought a car.
Nice.
So my car, the car I had was 10 years old,
Mhm.
and it probably would have ran for another 50,000, 60,000 miles,
Yeah.
like without other than one repair. But I priced it out. It was like the front end, like it was all the front end shit for turning
Mm-hmm.
and suspension,
Mhm.
and it was like the guy. Like I got a couple quotes, but the guy I trust, he's like, oh, between $1,500 and $1,700.
Yeah. So
And I
that's a
go-
whole down payment.
Yeah, and I go, all right, that's not gonna work. I mean, like, and then like I start hearing like belts are squeaking, so like water pump or alternator or whatever. Like at 100,000 miles, like that stuff's gonna start repairing. So
Yeah.
so eventually, like it turn out to be like a car payment every month anyway, just to repair an older car. So
Yeah.
it's only 10 years old, but it has low miles for its age.
Mhm.
It's like 12 years old.
How many miles were on it?
93,000.
Yeah, I'm at like 76,000
Yeah,
miles now.
yeah, but you
It's
bought it with
2013.
You bought it with 40,000 miles.
Yeah, but that was only like
A month ago.
yeah. I don't know. This is my concern with cars is that like I'm always going to be behind. Like I'm always going to be paying off the first next or this car when I have to buy a new car because of how much I drive. Like I just drive whatever I have into the ground. Like
Right. I wanted to drive this into the ground, but I can afford it, but I'm nervous about it. It's at a point, like I'm at a point in my life where I need to buy something good and dependable.
yeah,
And I got such a good deal on it. Like it's 5 years
Yeah,
and it's
that's a great deal.
$264 a month.
mm-hmm.
So it's like that's a deal. Like most car payments are above $300 a month.
Yeah, I'm paying almost twice that, but part of it, half of the payment is still paying off my last car
Right.
that to get rolled into this one. And my car's a 2013. Yours is
2018.
26. Okay, yeah. So
2018.
yeah.
Yeah. I have an actual like this year car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the salesman was it was pretty cool because I like a more personable person. Like that's what most salesmen are.
Mm.
This guy was not personable at all. I went up there and I go, "Hey, I want to look at these 3 cars." He's like, "I'll get you the keys." And we test drove 2 of them because uh, 2 of the cars were the same cars, but one was like the upgrade. I bought the upgraded model
Yeah.
because it was $700 more. That's it.
Yeah.
So I bought that one, and he's like, "All right, what do you guys think?" And like 4 hours later, I finally signed the paperwork.
Oh, it takes forever.
Yeah,
It's a fucking nightmare.
they're like, because you go back like, how's this all for? No, and then they go bullshit, and then how's this all for? So like 4 hours later,
yeah.
we were like, okay, we can deal with this deal. Like they got it so low that like I had to buy it,
Yeah.
but I did because of they rolled this X. I have like an X plan for Ford
Mhm.
through work, and they like rolled that into my what's it called, trade in.
Yeah.
So my trade in was technically on paper
Mhm.
$2,872,
Yeah.
but they only offered me $500 plus like $1,000 like bonus.
Okay.
And then like after everything that like it was like 1750.
Oh,
But
wow.
then they did the X plan, so it's like they're like, all right, 2870
Wow.
or some shit like that. So
Pretty good for a 10-year-old car.
yeah, I mean, Ford's paying for part of my trade in too, so
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then then there was like $4,000 off. We had to walk basically to the woods to find the car, even though it's like this year, and they're getting ready for 2019. Also, Ford is getting rid of every car but the Focus
Okay.
and the Mustang.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they make most of their money on SUVs and trucks.
Okay.
So it's like
Interesting.
a loss on cars. So they're
Yeah.
like basically giving them away.
All right.
So I got like a almost $22,000 car for 15.1.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So it's like I had to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess the RAV4 I got was about 15 or 16,000, but again, it was a few years old, and then I had another, I still half my last car payment. So
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
your car payment would have been like three.
Yeah, it would've
like
been like
290.
yeah.
300. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, and they came back with this outrageous APR, and I go, I'm pre-approved
hmm.
for like 4%
Yeah.
or 4.2 or something like that. And the guy goes, all right, let's see what we could do. And then like he comes back, and he goes, okay, yeah, we got you 4.2. Could you beat that? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he comes back, and he's like, I got 4.2 even. And I go,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Every
can
little
you,
bit counts.
Yeah, it's like it was crazy. It took 4 hours.
Yeah. I mean, even without haggling, it takes 4 hours. That's actually pretty efficient.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, the
yeah.
guy was super efficient. He's like,
Yeah.
here's the cars, here's the keys. Let's go for a test drive.
Yeah.
So there was another one. It was Ford Fiesta. It was a 2017, but it was manual, and I did pretty good. Like I didn't think about it. It was easy to drive,
Yeah.
but I felt like Mr. Incredible in his car.
Yeah.
It was so thin. The car like there was enough leg room, I guess like vertically,
Mhm.
but like horizontal. Like I couldn't fit my legs in between the door and the console.
I feel like a Ford Fiesta doesn't sound like a real car anyway.
No, it's a real car. I like them, but the payment for that would have been like 130, 140 a month.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. I don't know. How much? Yeah. Well, what was what was the total on that car?
The total on that would have been like 8,900.
Yeah, see, I feel like that's what I should have done with this car. Is I still had the old payment was just like something I could like pay off like in a year, and then like just work on the old fucking car payment.
Right,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that would have worked for you and Kelly and all you guys are like half my size. So
Yeah. I don't know. I was considering that when there was, so my dad had a GMC Envoy that he had for like like 20 years, that finally like someone hit the car, and that's why, and after that long, I mean, you don't really have, you don't have collision insurance on it anymore, so
Yeah.
so the car was totaled. So I mean, otherwise he'd probably still be driving it. But I remember when I was looking for a car, I saw there was like a 2002 GMC Envoy for like $2,000. So I'm sure I could have got it like a little cheaper than that. And I was thinking like, I just pay for this car out of pocket, have it for like a year, and then like pay my other loan down during that time period at least. Or essentially roll my old loan over, buy a 2002 GMC Envoy for like $12,000.
Yeah.
When you roll the old loan in, and
Right.
then at least just if it survives for a year or two, then I can at least pay most of it off. But
Right. Yeah. You pay. Then you roll in a 6,000 GMC Envoy into a new car.
exactly.
Yeah. But it's something. It's something I do need because my old car, the front end was so bad. There's a turn
Mm.
that I take every morning,
Yeah.
and it's stupid of me to take any other way
Yeah.
because it's twice the distance, twice as long. So there's a turn, and it's not like it's actually not a wide turn.
Mm.
It's not a sharp turn. It's a really wide turn.
Mm.
But the way you take it in traffic and everything, the car was starting to go straight,
Mm.
like not turning, and
Yeah.
then even regular turns at low speed,
Yeah.
it would shake real bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's when I priced it out, and it was so expensive. I was like, it's not worth fixing at
Yeah.
this point.
Well, the thing that sucks about that is like, it's just dangerous because like if you had to like make some sort of evasive maneuver, like the car doesn't respond right,
Right.
you could get in a bad accident from that.
And and then the car's good, and then like eventually I want to have children.
Yeah.
So the safety is like top notch. It has airbags everywhere.
Yeah.
It has like the fold down seats if I want to carry stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking to work the other day about car seats. Somebody brought it up, and I was saying about like Allison's never going to be out of a car seat. And we're looking up the parameters in Pennsylvania for like a car seat and a booster
Isn't it
seat.
like 70 pounds?
I forget, something like that. But the one thing, it was like once the kid's bigger than like 4'9" or something, they don't have to be in a booster seat anymore. And then so I work with this one girl that's like really tiny, and I was like, I was like, hey Nikki, how tall are you? And she was like, why? And I was like, I just want to know. And then she's like, I'm 4'11". I was like, oh, okay. I was concerned that you had to be in a booster seat. Like,
Is that why you have the black eye?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like for weeks people have been randomly mad at me for things I feel like I didn't do.
Yeah.
Like it's like basically being around Kelly 24/7. Like even when I'm working stuff.
Yeah. This morning at work, I thought I was like, oh my god, hopefully no one gets me for a sexual harassment.
Yeah.
Like the one lady, she does labels. She's not attractive at all. She's like mid-50s, like just gross.
Yeah.
Like, no offense, but if you see her, so I go in there, like I ask for like some blank labels to cover up some hazardous, like to put
Mhm.
the right hazards to ship it internationally.
Yeah.
Right, and we have labels. They're opaque, so you can't see through them.
Mm.
So I like morning beautiful, and I was like, oh my god, don't get me for like sexual harassment, like it's like one of those things like where she like depending on the mood she is, like she would get it, and then like I'd be in like a meeting, and they'd be like, really?
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like when I was driving over here, I just thought of a bunch of random questions about your personal life. So I feel like
Okay,
it's gonna be like real intimate episode.
lay them on me.
So where are you at in school now? Like where's your?
I'm in my first class for my MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a introductory accounting class.
Okay. How come? So how did you start school wise? Like what were like the associates and bachelor's degree and stuff?
Oh, my associates is in sociology.
Mm.
My bachelor's is bachelor's in science
Mm.
for psychology.
How come you decided to go that route?
I wanted to help people. I wanted to be a therapist.
And the people are the worst.
Yeah, no, not really, but yeah. But then, if you want the complete answer of how
Yeah.
I got into my MBA.
Yeah.
So I started like researching it. Like after I probably should have like done more, but I've worked full time, like 40 hours plus every week since I was like 19, 18. So like going to school, like I didn't really have any help. I didn't do any internships. I didn't really research it. Like I just had a goal in mind, and I got that goal. then I started like researching like how to get internships and like how to volunteer like for the right things like and like what to go into masters. And every therapist I talked to, like probably half of them.
Mm.
By the way, 90% women.
Mm.
Half of them, um, their husband was like a doctor
Mm.
or a business manager,
Okay.
right?
So it was like, so they were just like so like they didn't need to make money off of it, basically.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, oh, so how is your like? I'd start asking questions like, how's your like, how'd you get your husband? And like, some people like work their way up, but like, oh, he earned his MBA, he earned his MBA, she earned his MBA, and then I started talking to the. So we have an operations manager,
Mm.
and then Atlanta's operations manager is also the manager of operations managers.
Okay.
They created the position because
Yeah.
he's like good at his job.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to him and like and so we're talking and he's like, "Oh, you got to he's like I'm going to get you two things." He's like, "You have your bachelor's, right?" I go, "Yeah." He's like, "Two things." He's like, "Get your passport,
Mm.
get an MBA."
Mm.
Right? So I got my passport. And it's actually coming in handy
Yeah.
because if you want to ask me about it, I'm going to Italy soon.
I don't think it's on the docket.
Okay. And then I went to Canada and like I've used it for ID.
Yeah.
And then the other one I started my MBA. And like I feel like pretty good about it.
Yeah.
And so he brought the operations manager from Singapore to work
Mm.
to like view our plant and everything because like our plant's like pretty good.
Mm.
And so after that guy leaves, he goes out of his way to talk to me, and we're catching up and everything. He doesn't talk to anybody else.
Mm.
He's like, "Oh, you do all that stuff." I was like, "Oh, I took your advice. Like, I started my MBA." He's like, "Oh man, once you're done, like, I keep a lookout for you, like for a job and all that stuff." And then my supervisor comes over. He's like, "Hey, he's got a lot of work to do," and he turns to him and he goes, "I'm your boss's boss, right?" And he like walks away. Then like for another like 20 minutes, like we talk about like the benefits of MBA. Like
Yeah.
he worked and got his MBA. Like my business manager, she worked and got her MBA.
Yeah.
And like he was talking about all these people that like just earned their MBA and like how much they make and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it was it verified like that assumption that like I can become successful with this degree.
Yeah. Well, thank God, because I thought your old plan was stupid.
Thank you for being honest.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to talk you out of it. I tried to talk you into going into engineering, because I thought,
Oh, you did. You told me
Yeah.
this before. This
Yeah.
isn't new news.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, I tried to talk you into engineering because it's something that it seems like you're good at, that you know well. I mean, honestly, it's like sort of your family business. Like it's like your dad was did something similar.
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
machinist. He was
Yeah.
like an engineer without the degree.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I just thought it felt like the right thing. But I think this would be good too, because you're definitely. Like in the thing for you in the business world is like the story you just told.
Right.
Like I feel like you're good at sort of talking and networking with people, which is all it is. Like it's basically just bullshitting
Right.
people
No, I'm awesome at it.
24/7. So I feel like I feel like that's as good as engineering for you.
Well, here's the thing. Like
Yeah.
I can get it in information systems, or I can get it business manager, not business management, shit, business. It's like with manufacturing and logistics and shipping. Like it's the
Yeah.
background I have now.
Yeah.
And it's such a big market for that.
Yeah.
Like those are the two main competing ones. It's like manufacturing and all that stuff, and then like information systems. Like those
Yeah.
are the two biggest ones. Or it's all you learn about information systems. Like I looked at the agenda of like classes, like in which way you take them and everything. And seriously, it's out of all the classes, it's 3 different classes.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
So it's very information technology based.
Did you ever watch a George Lopez show?
No,
So
I don't speak Spanish. So
you're basically trying to take George Lopez's life path. I mean, this is basically what he did.
Really?
He was like just like Mexican working on the line, and then he became like manager, and then he managed the whole factory,
Yeah.
and then he was like tried to rise up in the and then he married like a girl that was like way hotter than he should have been able to because he's fucking George Lopez,
Yeah.
and yeah. So that's you're basically trying to take the George Lopez path.
Yeah. That's not. It doesn't sound bad.
You're just slightly less Mexican, like just a little bit less
Yeah.
Mexican.
I'm Italian, which is basically Mexican.
Basically Mexican.
Yeah.
It's like the Mexican of Europe.
I'm Italian Irish, so
Yeah.
basically like a Mexican slave.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool, and I got like a short story if you want to hear it. If not, we can just move on.
Go ahead.
So Sunday I'm doing homework, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just like the homework's like 7 questions, right? So it's like 1 question, then it's 8 questions. 1, 2, yeah. It's 1, 2, and those take like 20 minutes apiece, right? Because it's like a little math. And then 3rd question, 4, 5. Yeah. The 3rd and the 6th question, they took like an hour and a half apiece.
That's
Right.
awesome.
But then the 2 questions after that, like it's like those took about 10 minutes because you just have to like calculate information from those balance and those income statements and all that other stuff. So so I do it, and I'm like pissed off because like I do the first question, it's taking forever. I'm shooting shit into the calculator, I'm writing notes and all this other stuff, and like I'm creating like Excel spreadsheet so I can keep all the information so I can put it into the homework.
Yeah.
Right, and I do that, and I do
Sounds terrible.
the second one, and it took forever, and I'm like running out of time. Luckily, the next chapter's homework was like it took about an hour, so I was good.
Yeah.
So it took like all day to do this shit. And like that's after quizzes and discussions and everything. Like I spent a good 20, 25 hours a week on this shit. Last week, probably 30. And so I'm doing it. I'm like mad as shit. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to learn this. This shit sucks.
Yeah.
And then like an hour after I'm done, I'm laying in this very studio and I watch the TV and I'm like, holy shit. I did all that. I didn't open my book. I didn't open my notes. I did it all. Like I got like a 97 on it or whatever, 95 or whatever it was on it. Like I missed some things, but I didn't use it. Like I didn't use any of my notes. Like I knew it from memory.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the first time I ever deadlifted. Like I deadlifted 135 pounds. I'm like, shit, I could barely do this.
Yeah.
And like now it's like 315. I'm like, I could barely do this. And now I'm pulling like you just build and build and build, and then you're like, I feel like an idiot. But then you realize like, holy shit, I did it.
Yeah. It's kind of like the first time and last time I ever deadlifted.
Yeah.
For me.
No, that's the opposite story.
Yeah.
You go, I can't do this, so I'm never gonna do it again.
Yeah, this is terrible.
But like we've talked about it on the podcast before, where like you can get lucky and become successful, or you could just work hard at it, and you could like 9 out of 10 times you work hard at it, like you're gonna just be successful.
True. I agree with that. Like George Lopez.
Yeah.
Like the George Lopez example teaches us.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my personal life. So I got
So the other thing. So our so the Holy Casa Studios movie next month.
Yeah.
I don't know how. So personally, so I liked living with more people, but it was also like under my rules basically when I did, because I lived when I first moved in, when I bought my house, like however many years ago, my sister and her then boyfriend, now husband, moved in with me, and it was a lot of fun living with a lot of people. But again, it was sort of like I bought the house under happy conditions, and it was my house, so it was sort of like all under like what I wanted. In your case, you're here with a couple other people, but this was certainly not the life trajectory you expected to get here.
Yeah, I am not the alpha.
Yeah.
Not the alpha because I'm not.
Yeah.
But because I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like there's the person that wants to like, oh, why don't we do this? You got to do this, and I'm like, well, whatever, and I just ignore it.
Yeah. What was it like moving in, going from having an apartment with your briefly wife to moving in with your brother and like another guy?
Can I explain this in a story?
Yes.
All right, so I'm sitting on the edge of my bed,
Yeah.
which is a total separate room from this studio,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
right? And I'm eating dinner.
It's I can't quite touch it from here.
Yeah. So I'm eating dinner on the edge of bed, watching TV. Right,
Mhm.
I have a plate, I'm eating dinner, watching TV. This is like October. I moved
Mhm.
in here in August. Right,
Yeah.
it's like October, and I picked up the plate. And it took like hours to clean this up.
Yeah.
The next day, and I threw the plate behind my TV
Yeah.
into the wall, and I'm like, I fucking had a place of my own.
Yeah.
Like I had like a wife. I was like planning on having kids,
Mm.
like all this shit, and then that's how it felt. Like it was depressing. Like I went from like this independence
Yeah.
to like I went from independence to having to depend on other people,
Yeah.
and like they're not, usually not the most dependable people.
Yeah.
Like between the 20th of every month and the 5th of the following month,
Mm.
I'm like, I need 3 bills: rent, water, and electric. Like
Mm.
that. Like every month, it's like, oh my god, hopefully they pay.
Yeah. How do you feel about it now? Like, how do you feel about living with them now?
Pretty much same.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I am, and I'm not. Like I'm not going independent,
Mm.
but I'm not moving in with a roommate.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation several times. Like I'm moving in, and like I help pay the bills,
Mm.
but I also get to make decisions about
Yeah.
the house and everything.
Yeah. So you're gonna be like the Kelly in that house.
Yeah, pretty much.
Um,
Except like I can do work around the house. I can
Yeah.
drive. I'm a better cook.
you can use the barbecue grill.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go down the basement when it's dark, even
Right.
if there's bugs.
Yeah. There's no basement,
Okay.
so
So you're safe there.
yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel you're gonna feel like when you're actually moving all your stuff out of here? Like you're gonna be like excited to move in with Rachel, or are you gonna feel like a little weird about like not living with your brother? And
I
stuff?
feel a little weird now. Like when I spend the night over her house. Like I spent like probably 3 nights a week over her house,
Yeah.
and it feels weird because like I'm still paying for this place, but like I feel like I'm wasting the money.
Yeah.
Then the last rent payment, like July, like in 3 weeks, like that whole week, like I got to move a lot of small stuff, like probably in just like a car or whatever,
Yeah.
like to her house. Like it's got to be ready, and it's gonna be weird because this is my place,
Mm.
and it's gonna go from my place to like our place,
Yeah.
And even though she's like, oh, you can make decisions and like this, that, and the third, like until our relationship evolves to the next step, like I'm still
Mm.
gonna feel out of place.
Yeah.
Like I've made it to the point now. When we first started hanging out, like, hey, you mind if I get something to drink from the fridge? Now it's like I buy half the groceries already.
Yeah.
So like it has evolved that point, but like until it evolves a little further and I get used to it, it's gonna
Yeah.
be weird. Like this isn't my place.
Yeah. It was a really good transition what you're doing now. I think. Yeah, it was a little different for us because even though we were moving into the house I previously lived in, I didn't live there for like a year. So like me and Kelly moved back in together. Like so it was like a little weird. So I don't think Kelly had as much of like a breaking in period because it wasn't like I lived there and like all my stuff was there and then she moved in. Like the first morning when we walked into the house together, it was just a 100% empty house that honestly Laura like seemingly intentionally destroyed on the way out, with like holes in the wall and like just dirt everywhere and shit. And like I remember she was she would have been bringing Sam that morning. We had to like clean up and vacuum and shit before we could even like bring Sam in the house. So at least it was, so everything in that house now is stuff that like we brought in together.
Right.
Even though like I had built the house separately, before. So it's like a little bit of a weird in between. But like at this point, I mean, I think Kelly, 100% considers it her house. Like,
Yeah, it's definitely that. I think it is different because you guys have all your stuff in there.
Yeah.
I move into a house where it's all her stuff.
Yeah.
But we have decided like we're gonna go to IKEA. We're gonna get new end tables, like
Yeah.
new dressers.
IKEA will bring you together.
Yeah, well, I took her for
I've
the
said this
first-
about IKEA before.
Yeah, I took her for her first time like a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago. But that's the thing. Like we're gonna. Well, I'm not because I have a new car payment. But
Yeah.
she's gonna buy new stuff.
Yeah. That's
you know,
cool. That's a
and,
good
like
idea.
we get to pick it out together, so it's more our house.
Yeah.
And then like, I think she'll never listen to it, but I think it's weird because like what I hear from her from the past, like I'm the first real person in her life that like actually challenges her and like pushes her. Like she had this orange room, it was just filled with junk for the last 8 years. You know what I mean? And I really think for the last whatever boyfriend she's lived with, never really challenged her. So like it was her house, her rules. She did what she wanted.
Yeah.
And it's like I can't live like that. Like if it's 50-50, like you got to clean up after yourself. Like it's my rules now.
Yeah.
You know.
That's good. And also, that's what people like. I mean, obviously, she hasn't liked whatever was there before because they're not together anymore. So, I mean, same with like, you know, Kelly's mean to me 5 out of 7 days of the week. But obviously, that's, you know, it was the opposite before. Obviously, I didn't like that. I feel like people need to be challenged and stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's what people really want in a relationship.
Right.
I don't know. Like you don't want. I don't know. Like. I don't know, like you don't want to like you don't want things too easy or too comfortable, you know?
Right.
I don't know.
Like she challenged me, and like
Yeah.
she's like you. She's real honest with me. Like if I come, she was just like, Jay, it's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
Like I think it's stupid. Like I was talking about the NBA, which I was gonna do regardless of what she said. Like I was
Yeah.
talking about, it, like I was gonna do it, and she's like, it's a great idea. And then like I explained to her, even though she's like, yeah, I think it's a good idea. Like I explained to her all my reasons why I should start looking for a new car.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, those are all like I don't want to go into buying a car to have a new car.
Yeah.
I wanted the reasons to be I wanted to feel right?
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, you thought it out, like it's a good idea, like I'll help you get it. And like that's the support I need. I need someone to tell me if I'm being stupid
Yeah.
or brash. I need that kind of person.
Yeah. Do you feel like so? Did you ever have those conversations with Jenny?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's a little vacuous.
Yeah, she was she a vacuous?
She's a little vacuous.
What's that?
Like she was like a little airheaded.
Well, she was like the kind of person where it's like, well, if that makes you happy, you know, a lot of things make me happy, but is it the right choice? You know, as an adult, like you have to make the right choice regardless of if it makes you happy or not.
Apparently, dating a fat guy that doesn't work makes her happy.
Oh yeah, I think he works.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like for a while, like I'd probably live the apartment life, but those two are always gonna live the apartment life.
Yeah.
You know, like you could tell.
Yeah.
Like now I'm moving into a house. She owns the house.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that we challenge each other.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's good. I don't know. Yeah, I think you've, I don't know, just from what I've seen. I mean, I think you've sort of progressed along at a good pace in this relationship. You know, I think you haven't, because I felt like for a while, like you were trying to, since you were together with somebody for so long, and then you were briefly married and stuff. Like I feel like you were trying to like start in the middle, like you were trying to find someone where you could just be like comfortable right away and like
Right, probably.
yeah, and just like you knew her for a week and it just like oh just like you were dating for 3 years. Like I feel like that's what you were looking for, and you're like you're never gonna find that, and then
Right.
and then you found and then finally you found Rachel, who was like it was like a little tumultuous in the beginning. I remember like there were some things you didn't like. It's that you guys had some disagreements, like from what I remember, but it was all like normal, healthy stuff,
Right.
and then now after a while, if you put like the appropriate amount of work in, now you're like at that more comfortable place,
Right.
and you're like still working on it. Like I don't know, I just feel like it was like a real healthy relationship. I don't know.
I respect your opinion,
Yeah.
and I can't agree or disagree.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but it's like it is like a like you said about Kelly, like 5 out of 7 days,
Mm.
I'm completely annoyed by her, but it's those 2 days that are great,
Yeah.
and I'd rather have that than like once a month. Like it's
Yeah.
great, you know.
Yeah.
Or someone that it's great all the time, but like and be in the situation that you were in at your last relationship,
Yeah.
where where you could just do whatever you wanted, and
Yeah.
like no one challenged, like, hey, I'm gonna do that. Like, no, you're not. Like, why not? Well, because it's our, Thursdays are night. Like
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I was thinking today I even felt a little weird because like I'm gonna be out really late. Like so, it's what is it? It's like 9:30, 9:45 now.
9:49.
So it's 9:49. Like I'm gonna go to the gym after this. I may come at like 1 a.m. And like even though I'm like podcasting, going to the gym, like I felt a little weird about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't
Not, like,
have
getting
to
home
go to
that
the
late.
gym.
I feel like I should.
I used to go to the gym 5 days a week, but now
Yeah.
it's like down to 3 because I just like this schoolwork. Like if
Yeah.
I'm at the gym and like I want to, and like say if I want to, like tonight I want to get one chapter done,
Yeah.
right? And I got one chapter like noted out and everything, and like I'll have to go over. I'll do all the questions and everything tomorrow, but like if I didn't get that, like I'm not going to bed until I'm done. But then if
Yeah.
like I went to the gym, I'm like, oh, now I gotta now I wouldn't have a good workout. Like if I
Yeah.
went to the gym like with you, I'd have a fine workout because I
Yeah.
got done what I had to do.
Yeah. No, I don't think I want to do. I think I want to do like ab stuff because I try to do that every day. Because supposedly that's one thing you can do every day. And like
Core.
yeah.
Oh, can we backtrack real quick
Yeah.
about relationship?
Yeah.
So I went over there. I went over there tonight because she's like, oh, you gotta let her. My parents I didn't tell them that you get a car, so I go, all right. Like I go over there and like they were like proud of me. They're like, oh, we're so proud of you, and it's like weird. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? We've only known each other since September.
Yeah.
It's July, so it's like her parents like actually like me, and like they didn't have a Father's Day on Sunday.
Yeah.
They didn't have a Father's Day because they had something else, so they're gonna celebrate Father's Day tomorrow night, right? And so, like that's cool and all. And he goes, the father goes, "Are you coming over tomorrow night?" And I go, "I don't think so." And he flips me the bird.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "No, you are coming over." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, but I got work to do and all this other
Yeah.
stuff." So it's like it's hard to explain to them. Like I don't feel comfortable going, but now I feel like I have to.
Yeah. Have fun going.
Yeah. It's like it's Father's Day, but it's not my father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it will be eventually. Sort of.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
because I got married and I got so attached to her family
Yeah.
that hurt me the most.
Yeah.
Like losing them as a family because I never
Yeah.
really had a family.
Yeah.
So that hurt me the most. So like not getting attached, like being like blocking myself off is like pretty much what I'm doing now.
Well, now you might have another one. So
Yeah, we'll see.
so get over it.
Yeah.
What did Carmen do for Father's Day?
He worked.
Okay.
Yeah, I texted him. He was at work.
Like his kids call him or anything, or like what?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him since.
I'm just curious. Yeah. Laura didn't have Sam call me last year. I was real mad about it. I mean, I don't think it was really malicious. I feel like she just probably thought I really didn't care about it. Like not that like I wouldn't care to talk to Sam, but they're just like I didn't think the whole day was that big of a day.
Right.
I guess I don't know. I guess I was more mad on principle. But and two, I mean, he was, he would have been 2 at the time, so it's not like he really talks on the phone, but or at that time. But yeah, I was actually I worked Saturday. I was only supposed to work Saturday, and then like the day was fine. So then I went. I was like, oh, I'll come in Sunday too for like just 8 hours. So I went in. So then she didn't call me Sunday morning, so I was at work. So I like ran in the break room. And then it was funny to back up. Sam last week, he gave me like Father's Day card on Thursday, and he was like handed it to me. He's like, "Happy birthday! It's a birthday card." And then Laura was like, "No, Sam, it's Father's Day." And Sam's like, "It's a birthday card." So then when he called me Sunday morning, like tell me he was still like half asleep, and Sam's like, "Hi, Dad." She's like, "Happy Mother's Day." And Laura was like, "No, it's Father's Day." He's like, "Happy Mother's Day."
Like he doesn't care at all. He's your son.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the norms or anything. He just, you know what I hate about Father's Day?
What's that?
the mothers who say I am the mother and the father, I should
Yeah.
celebrate this day too. No asshole, you already had Mother's Day.
Yeah.
They're like you're taking away from the fathers who actually take care of their kids.
Yeah. Yeah, true. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't really know how to feel about that because only because I do now, indirectly know like a lot of real shitty guys that like don't take care of their kids in any way. Um, so,
But you have, but the mothers have their own Hallmark card.
yeah,
You can't take away from the guys that do take care of their kids.
yeah, I guess it is true. I guess in a way can be a little disrespectful of them.
Yeah, I mean it's not a big deal like in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things,
Yeah,
but like you're a good father.
yeah,
You should celebrate Father's Day.
yeah,
If you know one of those South Philly girls that that don't have a father or not,
Yeah.
don't have a significant other, like the father of their kid,
yeah,
they shouldn't celebrate Father's Day because you know what they just did? They celebrated a gigantic Mother's Day
yeah,
because the mothers that it's a known fact. The mothers that want to celebrate Father's Day as well because they're a single mother,
yeah,
they have a gigantic Mother's Day celebration because they think they're so important.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like I think about Carmen sometimes with this situation because it's like I don't know, just being sort of stuck between like two different women with kids. Like I don't know, it's gonna be impossible.
Well, I'd have to assume percentages.
Mm.
His kids called him. They call him all the time.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
percentages they called him. Maybe he didn't pick up because he was at work, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. Yeah. Sam's graduation was last week.
how did they spell his name?
So they spell his name Samuel. So apparently Laura got in a fight with one of the teachers like when Sam first started going there because she was saying about how he wasn't like paying attention, and then she was calling him Samuel, and she was like, "Well, he probably doesn't answer you because that's not his name. Like Sam's not a nickname for Samuel. Sam is his name. His name is not Samuel. So if you call him Samuel, he's probably not going to answer because he's no idea what the hell you're talking about." And then there's only, I mean, it's a small daycare. I mean, there's probably like 40 kids there, and and Sam's been there for now 2.5 years, and they put Samuel Kirk on his graduation thing.
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
Like it's not his name in any way. I mean, you might as well put like Samson or like some other ridiculous shit. Like
it's like if on my diploma they put Jameson.
Yeah.
Like no, it's just James.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then, but they also spelled Frere Jacques Farajaka. So I'm not 100% sure how to spell Frere Jacques, but I know that's not right.
Well, it's probably like FARJACQUES.
Yeah, I think there's a CQUE in there or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was wondering if maybe they put it as like a placeholder, like phonetically, so they would go back and fix it and they just forgot to fix it maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But although I mean whatever you're typing on, you could easily Google whatever it was.
Right. Take
Like,
2 seconds before
yeah.
it gets printed.
So, but yeah, but I don't know. He really gave so little shits about his graduation. Like he was just up on stage, like real bored looking.
Does he actually play violin?
Yeah, so he's learning. So he can like, I mean, he knows how to hold it, he knows how to move the bow and stuff like the right way, but doesn't really know how to play like notes yet.
Yeah, like he doesn't know how to play Farajaka.
No, he can just sing it.
All right.
But yeah, a couple of funny things were so he definitely got the Bad Kid Award.
Wait, what's he graduating from?
Well, so it's really a move up day because
Oh,
because
okay.
his birthday's in November, so he's like on the weird cutoff where like he's always gonna essentially be like a year behind.
Yeah, I did that. I'm
Yeah.
October 21st.
Yeah, so he's only gonna be like a year behind age wise because of where his birthday falls. So he's really like going into preschool. So he'll really be now in preschool and then like kindergarten next year. So he's gonna be like one of those like real old first graders eventually.
He's beaten up, has a milk mustache.
Yeah. But yeah, so they gave all these awards, and like he's got like the most athletic, like the best speaker, like all this other stuff. Sam, his best friend, who he always fights with, and these 2 other kids that look bad as shit, all got the Busy Bee award. and it was the only award that they didn't get individually. They announced all their names, like, oh, all these kids got the Busy Bee award. So like Sam's definitely one of the bad kids,
Yeah.
because that's definitely like the doesn't sit still award.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then for the last song, when they were, it might have been Ferrero Jacques actually. I forget what the last song was. Sam was standing next to his best friend Carson, and they were just pushing the shit out of each other the whole song. Everyone's there singing, and they're just fighting on stage. But they were trying to be like sneaky about it, like elbowing each other and stuff. So then some were leaving, and I'm like, Sam, how come you were pushing Carson? And he was like, because Carson pushed me. And then I was like, oh, and then what happened? Then he was like, oh, and I pushed him again. I was like, what did Carson do? He was like, oh, and then Carson pushed me back. And then I was like, and then it's going on for like a full minute. I don't know. And then it was like, and then he was like, oh, and then Carson punched me. So I punched him back. I don't know.
Yeah, but you were staring at him the whole time.
Yeah.
And then I just climbed up and dropped elbow on his head.
Yeah. I think the best line was he said something like, and then Carson punched me 3 times. And he goes, pow, and he makes like the motions like pow, pow, pow. And then we're driving. So it's like, I look back at, I'm talking to him like, I'm just like, oh, what'd you do back to him? He's like, I punched him back 4 times.
Yeah.
But I just had him retell the story wherever my parents' house I was asking the same stuff. He like told the same story. Yeah. So
that's good. At least he's creative.
Yeah. And his answer why I messed it up. His initial answer why he was pushing Carson was because Carson's his best friend.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's sort of like what I do to you. It's like I hate on you because I love you.
Yeah. So Sam's gonna be like the real man's man. That's just like that's the way how he expresses emotion by like punching in the arm.
Yeah. Why'd you beat him up? He was talking to the girl I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get a girl pregnant at like 14.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, do I have to pay child support on that kid too?
Yeah, I think so. Kevin, you're the legal guardian until Sam's 18.
I get the transitive property child support.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the judge is like, should have fucked up so bad when he was bored. Like you're like, God damn it, you're right. You're right. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
You go to the Neshaminy Mall?
Yeah.
Because I drove there last night.
Yeah.
That's a hike.
Yeah. So, it just depends. Like, it's one where there's not a perfect way to get there, but there's a couple different ways to go because it's not right. It's on Route 1. It's not on 95. So
right.
So any of those are like a little tougher. But like you can get off of 95. Well. So if you go like 95 to Woodhaven, so if you go by Franklin Mills, and then you're only like a couple miles on Route 1, it's like not a bad way. It depends on what it is. If it's like rush hour, it's like a lot of traffic. There's also a back road way if you go up like Street Road, so 95 to Street Road.
And that's still Philadelphia?
No, that's outside of Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Once you get right past like that Woodhaven area, you're in Ben Salem.
Oh, okay.
So. But the back, if it's like a rush hour, like the back way by street roads, like is pretty easy. It's like just like single lane roads.
Yeah.
But I think I was talking before. The thing I found out about that was that the Chamonix Mall is only like 15 minutes away from like the Plymouth Meeting Mall, which is right near Sam's house.
Right.
So because of the turnpike, which I feel like I never ever thought about before in my life.
Well, yeah, we took one exit on the turnpike.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah.
But remember we were talking about before about that part of 95 that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Well, they're just renaming it to 295.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep, they're doing all the renaming signs and all that other stuff. They're taking some other road. I hear it on the radio. They're taking some other road and they're turning that into 95.
Okay.
And then they're turning the original 95 into 295.
Okay.
So they can re-sign it and everything. So it's a more, it's like 40 mile stretch or something like that, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They're just going to redo all this shit.
Yeah, it's the last stretch that wasn't continuous 95. Or continuous highway.
Yeah, they're working on it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they always, on the radio, they're like, watch your signs. We're changing signs. We're changing roads.
So after 50 years, you could finally go from Maine to Florida.
Yeah. Well, not yet. Probably in like 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
You know, they can do 10 miles a day of road, but it'll take 16 months.
Yeah.
instead of 10 days.
Trump will still be president.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Don't even get started. Everybody argues about. I hear a Trump argument every single day, and
Yeah.
it's like, here's why Trump's we know he's a bad president.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm still holding out hope that
Yeah.
he's going to pull the old switcheroo at the end,
Yeah,
and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be
Yeah.
like, God, I see what you did there.
yeah. But here's the thing. I was telling my
Yeah.
buddy at work about that.
Yeah.
Not Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was telling him, he's like, yeah, but it won't be his legacy. It'll be the president after him's legacy. I'm like, yeah,
Maybe. Well, the thing is, I mean, even if like there's some issues like with like world trade or like really like dealing with China or North Korea or something, where he like makes a big impact. I mean, that's not going to do away with like the racism, sexism stuff.
all right.
So I mean, he's always going to have. I mean, even if he ends up doing like some awesome foreign policy thing, which is the thing I'm hopeful for. That like all the shenanigans are really just like a big bluff leading up to some like big foreign policy or trade coup. Like even if he does that, it's I mean the other stuff's still going to be there. Like they're like that stuff's real. That stuff's not, like there's no way that stuff's like a fake.
Right.
Um,
You know what's
All right.
crazy though? Did you hear what he said about North Korea? Kim Jong Un.
he loves them.
Yeah. Yeah. He loves, and he's like, he pretty much said he respects him because when he stands out,
Yeah.
people like stand at attention and like
Yeah.
clap, and he's like, I wish people would do that for me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you know the origins of that whole interview?
no.
So, and I honestly know a lot of this from the John Oliver show, which you're not a big fan of. But so Trump really likes the show Fox and Friends, like the morning news show on Fox News,
Right.
which I kind of like too. They're all pretty entertaining people. I mean, obviously I don't agree with all their opinions, but I
That's-
like them all as people.
That's the one where he admitted to like all this shit, like without knowing that, like he impeached him like pretty good, like 2 or 3 things.
Yeah. So he's talking about Fox and Friends before openly, but then he also the evidence that is used about like how much he watches the show is that like there's been a few times where they covered like a segment on Fox and Friends, and then like 30 minutes later Trump tweeted like basically echoing like what they had said on the show. So John Oliver has a running thing, like a running joke that's since he watches Fox and Friends, he has this like old cowboy that he does like commercials with, that like drops like evidence, like drops like things that he wants Trump to hear, and they rent out the commercial time in the Fox and Friends in the DC area, so like Trump will see the commercials. That's more where I'd agree with you, that it's like not the funniest thing John Oliver's ever done, but it's pretty clever anyway. But anyway, so that's what it was. So he's a big fan of the Fox and Friends show. Apparently, they were broadcasting from the White House lawn, like after he got back from North Korea. And Trump basically, I don't know if he tweeted or if he said to someone, basically like, Fox and Friends is right outside. I'm going to go talk to them. So this was not like a planned press conference. This was not like approved by like the White House press staff.
Which usually has to be.
He was just like, his basically just a real big fanboy of like Steve Doocy on Fox and Friends. And he was like, I'm going to go talk to him. And then he just impromptu, just like as the president of the United States, did like a 30-minute interview, just like dropped in and like did an interview, and I read, I saw an article over the weekend that was basically like 50 crazy quotes he said in that one interview because it was just so impromptu. He just said whatever was on his mind.
Right.
And not only that, but he's like talking to someone that he like, has like a relationship with. So it was like really like a casual thing. Like it was not a, planned, scripted in any way. So he just like was really super, even more off the cuff than normal.
Yeah. Do you remember like his first couple months in office? He was given like an interview and he said like all this classified shit, and like they had to fact check it, and like it was all classified. But then they found out that the president can declassify things at will.
Huh? Really?
Yeah. He said like 2 or 3 things that were like classified.
Declassified now.
Yeah, declassified. Like he can declassify things just
Huh.
by saying. Like he has that
Interesting.
power. That's one of the presidential powers.
Interesting.
I mean, he shouldn't.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, that's I think some of John Oliver's funniest shows. Like even though I'm not a fan of like bashing whoever the sitting president is that much, but he has like a couple whole shows about like basically like he has one that's like Trump versus truth, and it's like showing how like I mean all politicians lie, but like he has such a loose relationship with the truth that it's like he like doesn't even matter. Like he just says whatever, regardless of if it's even like it's one thing to stretch the truth and lie as a politician, but like he just makes stuff up.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So can I tell you just as I'm thinking of it now, my favorite John Oliver joke of all time.
Yeah.
So it's in a show. He's talking about North Korea, and he's talking about how like in like North Korea they like so hate Americans. Like even like in their math lessons, it's like oh if there's like two American bastards and you kill one American bastard, how many American bastards are left? And it's like even like in their like school curriculum, like it's hatred of Americans like taught. And he has a joke because he like makes fun of like being British a lot, and he says, and his joke something like, to be fair, he learned in school, if Johnny has two artifacts and Dinesh has two artifacts, how many artifacts is Johnny about to have?
That's pretty good.
So that was funny.
And with those yawns and those blinking eyes, that's it for this week's Whole Week Costa. Thanks for listening.